Good morning. I am Richard, also known as the One-Legged Prophet. This is my follow-up to yesterday's evening post. For at least the past year, I have personally been astonished at my country and at my church. Now, being astonished is not a novel concept. It's found on numerous occasions in the Holy Bible. You can find instances of astonishment in Ezra chapter 9, verse 3 and 4, Job chapter 17, verse 8, Isaiah chapter 52, verse 14, Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 15, just to name a few places. What has astonished me about my country and my church is how both have been so caught up in what is known as the big lie in America. What is the big lie all about? The big lie is about the 2020 election in America. The former president of America, Donald Trump, and his devotees spread and are continuing to spread despicable and disprovable lies about our election being stolen. Now, I am astonished that so many smart, reasonable, and sensible people are so willing to perpetuate such lies. But I have come to a conclusion that is based on Scripture as to how this great deception was able to take place in this great country of ours. Let me share what I found in the Scripture. I'm going to read to you for just a while from the book of 1 Kings, chapter 22. And I'm going to start reading at verse 1. Here goes the scripture, chapter 22. And they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Israel. And it came to pass in the 3rd year that Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, came down to the king of Israel. And the king of Israel said unto his servants, Know ye that Ramoth in Gilead is ours, and we be still, and take it not out of the hand of the king of Syria? And he said unto Jehoshaphat, Wilt thou go with me to battle to Ramoth Gilead? And Jehoshaphat said to the king of Israel, I am as thou art, my people as thy people, my horses as thy horses. And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, Inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today. And the king of Israel gathered the prophets together about 400 men, and said unto them, Shall I go up against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? And they said, Go up, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And Jehoshaphat said, Is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides, that we may inquire of him? And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, There is yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord. But I hate him, for he doth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. And Jehoshaphat said, Let not the king say so. Then the king of Israel called an officer and said, Hasten hither Micaiah the son of Imlah. And the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat the king of Judah sat each on his throne, having put on their robes in a void place in the entrance of the gate of Samaria. And all the prophets prophesied before them. And Zedekiah the son of Shemaiah made him horns of iron. And he said, Thus saith the Lord, With these shalt thou push the Syrians until thou have consumed them. And all the prophets prophesied so, saying, Go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the king's hand. And the messenger that was gone to call Micaiah spake unto him, saying, Behold now, the words of the prophets declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good. And Micaiah said, As the Lord liveth, what the Lord saith unto me, that will I speak. So he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micaiah, Shall we go up against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, Go up and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And the king said unto him, How many times shall I adjure thee, that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord? And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, These have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, Did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? And he said, Hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. And the Lord said, Who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. And there came forth a spirit, and stood before the Lord, and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, Wherewith? And he said, I will go forth and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all of his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also. Go forth and do so. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee. To me, this is a vivid picture of the church in America teaming up with the federal government to bring about a situation where not only the federal government seizes power, but the church as well seizes power, seizes authority. But this authority is not from God. The church, in teaming up with the federal government, has laid aside the authority of God and its life. Instead, the church has been willing to receive authority from the federal government. And the two do not equate. Authority from God and authority from the federal government cannot be mixed, because the church will no longer receive the glory and the honor. God will no longer receive the glory and the honor, because it will now go to the federal government. The federal government really does not want to share. It may do so temporarily to get what it has desired. Complete authority. Authority over the lives of all people. Where do we go from here? The future is dark and bleak. But it doesn't have to be that way. Will the church in America ever be that church again, which trusts in God, which depends on God, which lives for God? Thank you for your time.